Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the introduction and bonding in carbon compounds. So this chapter is the fourth chapter in CBSE grade 10th. Okay, carbon and its compounds. So it's a easy chapter and this is actually an introduction to organic chemistry. Okay, organic chemistry you will study detail in your 11th grade. So this chapter is like an introduction to the organic chemistry, because organic chemistry means what? That is basically the study of carbon and hydrogen containing compounds, and these hydrogen containing compounds can be substituted by sometimes other atoms. Okay, so that is basically organic chemistry. Now you look at some of the examples, some of the things that you see around. For example, I am randomly writing some things like plastics, so which I am seeing around plastics, some of the artificial or man-made clothes. Okay, clothes. Then okay, wooden things, wooden things, and the list can continue. Okay, so just look at the things that is around you. The thing is that most of these things will be made up of carbon. Okay, so that is the importance of carbon. For example, let us take paper. So do you think in paper there is carbon? Of course there is. So the cellulose, starch, everything that we see in all contains carbon. In our human body also there is carbon. So that is the importance of carbon. And you know one thing, this carbon forms bonds with a number of things. Okay, so the number of carbon containing compounds is estimated to be around 3 million or something. So 3 million is a lot of compounds, right? 3 million. So that is the importance of carbon compounds. So that is why there is we are studying about this, and there is a separate branch in chemistry called this one, organic chemistry. Okay, so now let us look at the bonding in this carbon, how carbon bonds and why it is able to form a number of compounds. So that is our first thing that we need to know, and let us know that. Now, do you know the atomic number of carbon? Atomic number of carbon? Yeah, it is 6. Okay, atomic number is 6. And I think you might be able to fill this at 6 electron into KLMN shells. So how you will do that? K shell can maximum accommodate 2 electrons, and L shell can maximum accommodate 4 electrons. So total 6 electrons. So you also know one thing, that every atom is trying to have completely filled valence shell. So what is meant by valence shell? Valence shell means the outermost shell where the electron enters. Here it is L shell. So every atom of elements is trying to have completely filled valence shell. So here it is L shell. So this L shell is trying to have 8 electron in its valence shell. Okay, so this carbon is also basically trying to have 8 electron in its valence shell. So how can carbon do that? Okay, so let us take the first case, case 1. So actually this carbon can lose this 4 electrons, right? Then it will be just K2. So K2 will be what? It will be also a completely filled valence shell, because maximum electrons that can be accommodated in K shell is 2. Okay, now if it loses 4 electrons, then this carbon will become C4 plus iron. Okay, but the thing is that it is very difficult to lose these electrons. So high amount of energy is required to remove these 4 electrons from the orbitals of carbon. Okay, so So to remove one electron itself, it will take some considerable amount of energy, and further removing electrons will become more and more difficult. So the thing is that carbon will not prefer to form this C4 plus ion. Okay. Now the case 2, carbon can also accept 4 electrons, and carbon can become 2,8, right? So carbon can take 4 more electrons from outside, then it will become C4 minus ion. Okay, but here is also another problem. It is very difficult for the 6 protons in carbon to hold this 10 electrons. So that is the main point here. So in this case, C4 minus ion will be very highly unstable, and so carbon basically will not prefer to form C4 minus ion or C4 plus ion. So what is that? So carbon is not trying to lose electron or gain electron. So how can carbon get 8 electron in its valence shell? So that is possible by sharing of electron. Okay, so the important word is sharing of electron. So carbon will share its 4 electron with other atoms or other atoms of carbon. Okay, so that type of bonding which is formed by sharing of electron is called covalent bonding. So you should be able to say that carbon is forming covalent bonding. So this is the definition of covalent bonding, a bond that is formed by the sharing of electron. So when you write answer in your answer sheet, this word is very important. That is sharing of electrons. Okay, and don't forget, if you are writing definition of ionic compounds, you need to write complete transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal. Okay, so please keep in that in your mind. Okay, so this is the definition of covalent bonding. So please understand that carbon will always form covalent bonding.